All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Baggers and Brews channel, After Hours with the Crew. I believe this is live stream number 18. You're new to the channel. Yeah, we're trying. Actually, After Hours with the Crew. Who's this? Who's got?
That's not me.
Channel. Yeah, we're trying. Actually, it's George.
Amateurs.
Amateur hour. All right. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. We're Baggers and Brews. Our channel is dedicated to motorcycles, motorcycle riding, and craft beer. We're big fans of all those, so we enjoy those, and we like to share what we're doing with everybody out there. Tonight we got special guest Colin from the YouTube channel Broncoride.
What's going on?
I'm going to go ahead. Hey, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome, man.
I'm going to go around the horn here and let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll Colin, you can go last since you're the guest, and we'll start off with Austin.
What is up, everybody? Austin here, Baggers and Brews, and so everybody knows I ride a 2013 Road King CVO, which in fact is still broke, just so you all know. We're going to put it out there. But it's happy to be here with you guys.
Sir.
What's up, everybody? I'm George. I had 18 Road Glide, and thanks for showing up. We got a great guest tonight who's does an awesome live stream himself every week, and we'll get into talking about that. And tonight I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking a little whiskey, so we can talk about that in a minute too.
And I'm Bert, the Beard on social media. I ride a 2016 Road Glide Special, Velocity Red, and I've been under the weather all week, so I am not drinking any beer. I'm just drinking some iced tea. I haven't had a drink since Saturday, so I'm dry.
You're dry.
I am dry also. I'm drinking water. I'm a bit under the weather also.
I honestly shouldn't be drinking, especially on a Thursday night. You guys are corrupting me. But I got that. I was telling these guys before the stream. I got that the COVID shot, the second one, the Moderna. It's the second one, and a lot of people have had issues with that, like a reaction. So I got mine done yesterday around noon, and got back to my work, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Whoever said this, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So about 8 o'clock last night hit, and I started, my fever spiked up to 102, and then I got like extremely nauseous, and I felt like crap. And I ended up going in late to work today because of it. And then less than 16 hours later, I'm drinking Heineken. So
well, we appreciate you being on and taking one for the team and having a beer, even though we're not.
Yeah, I shouldn't be doing it.
None of us are having beer.
But anyway, about yourself too.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. I know we had you guys on our stream. I think it was last year. We had you guys on. It was an awesome time. And my name is Colin, and I go by Broncoride on YouTube. And I ride a 2017 Street Glide Special. Some of my friends call it Street Glide Ultra because I keep adding to it. But I love that bike. Been riding since 2006, and I live in Southern Maryland. So I'm about, God, how far are we from each other? About 3 hours, guys? Three and a half. I think we're not too far. Yeah. You guys are Southern Jersey, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
So we're not too far. So one day the four of us are going to meet up eventually. We talked about going to Ocean City. But we're not too far. So I'm hoping this year, guys, we can get together and definitely do some riding. But thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely.
True pleasure.
So you're in Southern Maryland. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Colorado, and that's where actually my name came from. I always tell people my YouTube name is so lame because like when people look at it, they think I'm a cowboy, and I'm absolutely not. Who is it? One of you guys posted on Instagram today like a Broncos song. It was like a country song.
Yeah.
Like I am so not a cowboy. I mean, complete opposite of it. I'm a Denver Broncos football fan. So I grew up in Denver, and I'm a diehard sports fan. So I combined the two together, and Bronco and Ride. It was pretty ingenious, and there you go. There's my name. So
okay,
that's
how. Thanks for explaining that.
I've been
actually trying to figure out where your name came from for the longest time.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
yeah, I'm not wrangling bulls or anything like that. No, I've been on a horse.
There goes my fantasy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. I think I've been on a horse maybe 4 times in my life, and
Okay, so you at least been on a horse. Okay, so it's
I've
not
been on a
too far.
horse. I've talked to some goats and chickens and stuff. I dig the farm animals; they're nice. But otherwise, I think you had a question. Where did I grow? Or what brought me out here?
Yeah, what got you to Maryland?
Oh, I've actually been out here. God, when did I move out here? I'm dating myself because I'm probably older than all you guys. I think I got here in '94.
Wow.
And in school, I actually had a job out when I had a job offer out here in Virginia. And this was way before. And it's so funny. It's kind of all comes full circle because what we're doing right now in the infant stages, they had video conferencing. So like I had a job offer coming out here for a video conferencing firm. And then I came out here, I think it was 3 weeks into it after moving out here, and the company went bankrupt. So I didn't have any money because like I moved out here, took all my money and moved all the way out here. So I ended up just staying out here. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Instead of moving back to Colorado, I ended up living in Virginia for several years. Then I moved to Maryland probably in early 2000. And I've been in here in this area probably for like 20 years now. And it's a nice area. I mean, a lot of Amish people and country folk, but it's nice. I mean, it's a good place to raise kids. A lot of great areas to ride, which I really like. Very rural, so I dig it, man. It's a nice area. So I've just ended up staying in Maryland, but I still go out to Colorado probably once every couple of years. Visit. I still have a lot of friends out there. We go skiing. I love skiing, so we'd go out there and do ski vacations and stuff. It's a blast.
Nice.
At least you didn't switch to a Ravens fan. That's a good thing.
I'm not a Ravens fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You wouldn't have been on our show tonight if you were.
No.
Well, because of this guy. But.
That's right.
You must be Pittsburgh.
That's
right. Imagine that.
Yep.
So how long have you been riding?
It's 2006. My neighbor had a V-Rod, and so we were really close, and then I just started watching him, and he was talking. I mean, I rode bikes when I was younger. I never owned one, but I rode like dirt bikes, and I always had the itch to ride again, but I really didn't get started till like in the mid 30s. And then he was riding this thing, and I'm like, hey, let me try it. So he let me try it. And I'm like, you know what? I need a bike. So I ended up going in. I mean, there's a backstory to this, how I got the bike, but I ended up going. My first bike was a 2007 Fat Bob. And I had that for 10 years. Absolutely loved that bike. I did a lot of upgrades to it. It was a fun bike. Very powerful. I enjoyed the hell of it. It just wasn't great for long rides. And so I ended up in 2016 upgrading to a Street Glide Special, had that for a year. And then I ended up getting, after I did a demo of the Milwaukee 8, upgraded it to a 2017 Street Glide Special. And I've had that bike ever since. So I've had 3 bikes from Harley. 2 of them were the exact same, just a year apart. One had a different engine in it, but I'm a fan of the Milwaukee 8. And that's it. So the way I got my bike is I had to bribe my wife, and so she got a pool out of it. So we always joke about this with my friends that she got a pool and I got a bike, but I still think I got the better deal out of it. And I'm riding, 15 years later, I'm still riding bikes and motorcycles, and I absolutely love it, man. I always say this, I'm just a dude on a bike enjoying life, man. That's what it's all about.
Awesome.
I just watched your video where you were trading in the what was it, a Fat Bob?
Oh God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I went back. I was looking at some of your stuff. I was watching that.
That was like one of my first videos, I think.
Brought home the Street Glide. Yeah, it was pretty cool. You remember what the first thing you posted on Facebook was, or on YouTube was?
Yeah, it was actually the pipes. I think I had Vance and Hines on the Fat Bob, and I just did a walk around. And then you guys ever look at your early videos, like the first ones you did? I mean, they suck. I mean, they're like horrible. And I'm like, man, I didn't know how to edit. I'd talk for like a minute. There'd be like a 45-second pause. Then I'd talk again. I'm like, yeah, this sucks. So like, I need to remove these.
I don't like it because it was like the same boat back then that I am now. Why won't you start? Darn it.
Oh, Jesus.
That was the start of
those of you that don't know, the first Baggers and Brews YouTube video that went up was a covered bridge ride we did, and Austin's bike broke down on the ride.
Yep.
That was the first time the Stater went. First Stater.
But they're fun to look at, actually, when you go back and
They are.
they're fun to look back and cringeworthy, but it's cool to see memories, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why we started in the first place, so that we're logging these things and can look back at them. George, what do you got? What do you got going on in the side chat? Anything over there?
Got a bunch of people. We had the Black Chops just roll in. Sinister Clutch is here. Mohawk Mike, as usual, first guy in the side chat. So thank you, Mohawk Mike. Dave's here, man. Military biker. Hell's on two wheels down. Robin, Mandy the Machine, Iowa Hog Rider, Ken Korsnitz, Ozarks, the Jersey Crew, Bry the Biker, and Motorcycle Showcase. Stevie Foe and Doug, probably Minnesota, Doug MN, and Whit Mezza's here too. And
Hey, Whit.
Let me tell you, if you guys are on Instagram, obviously, go hit us up on Instagram, but also hit Whit Mezza up on Instagram. She is a photographer by trade, and she puts up some real banger Instagram pics, man. Some really good stuff. So check her out.
I suck at Instagram. Be the first to admit it. I'm like, there's an iPhone. Click. Post.
That's funny.
Hey, sometimes those are the best ones too.
Yeah.
It's a tough platform to be successful.
Toughest platform in social media, I think.
So, what made you want to start a YouTube channel?
I love photography. I like writing. Put two and two together, and that's how I started. I actually saw a dude. I don't know. I was looking at like a how-to of something like a washing machine or something, and on YouTube. This was like back in I think 16. I see this guy on a motorcycle. I'm like, that's cool. I could do that. I've got a bike, and so I went out and bought like a little GoPro. I think it was a 3 back then, like a GoPro 3 or a 3 Plus. And then I had those, you remember the Cenas with the backpacks? I think they're called the GP10s. They hook to the GoPro, and then you get your audio that way. And I'm like, I could try this. So I ended up doing it. And then started, it was so cool. I went into YouTube. I mean, this is a total hobby for me, man. I totally dig having fun. But one of my goals of YouTube was to, and I've told this story multiple times, was to meet people. And started watching some moto vloggers, and then we started communicating back and forth with a couple of them. And then one of them, I don't know if you guys follow him, he's out of Florida. He's an older guy. He just retired. His name is Freedom Rider. But he rides a Harley, and he invited me to a group ride in North Carolina. The gentleman by the name of McKaylee7. And there was 9 of us, and we all went out and rode. And I didn't know any of these guys. I remember my wife saying, "Here, you're gonna get murdered. You don't know any of these guys." I'm like, this seems cool. They ride bikes, man. So, not knowing any of them, I just got on the bike and went down to North Carolina, and we rode for about a week. And there was 9 of us, and we had the best time. And I was like, "This is what it's all about: getting into YouTube just to meet people." And all these guys that were on there, were fellow creators, and they're still friends today. And that was 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, when we did that. And then I started doing it every year. And so the same group, and then it grew and different meetups and stuff. And I realized how cool this platform was, or is, that you can go out and just meet like-minded riders and like-minded people. And you don't realize how much you have in common. I mean, just with the 3 of you guys, we met, in this last year. We had you guys on our live stream, and we're all extremely similar. Now we're talking about meeting up and riding up. I didn't know you guys 2 years ago, right? I had no clue who you friggin' were. And now I call you friends, just because of YouTube and just because of riding motorcycles. So that's why I do this, is to just have fun and meet great people. I don't take it too seriously. It's a total hobby for me, and I just enjoy it. And talking about, basically, I always say I'm just a guy on a bike or a dude on a bike just talking. just tell stories. I do first rides. I do a lot of install videos, and to me, it's just fun. I mean, I enjoy the hell out of it.
Good.
Yeah, I think meeting people is just something we never expected. I mean, we went out to, the world record run, and we met a bunch of people, and it's people you talk to on social media every day, some of which we've met, and it's been an awesome aspect of this that I think we didn't really, didn't plan on that one.
Nope.
No, I remember you guys telling me that story. I mean, and that's badass that you guys did all that. You met so many great people by doing that ride down to Texas, right? I mean, I remember you guys telling me that. That's awesome.
So how did you, I think you might have told this before on your live streams, but how did you meet up with Bob and Jack? How did you guys become friends?
Bob and Jack, who we do what he's talking about. If you don't know, we do a thing called Sunday Night Fireside Chat. Every week we rotate channels with Bodine 52 and a Harley Day Rider. And the three of us, we met at a West Virginia motovlogger meetup. I think it was 2 years ago, where there was probably about 30 or maybe 35 people, all different motovloggers. And mostly, I'd say probably like 80% of the people that rode were. And we all met up similar to like the one I was telling you guys about 2016, where there was 9 of us. And then we met, and that's how we met. So we went up there, and Bob and Jack and I are pretty close in age. And so we kind of hit it off, and we just started hanging out and talking after we got back and became really close. And I think one day, I don't know who it was, it might have been Jack, and just says, "Hey, let's try a live stream." All right, why not? We tried it, the three of us, and we're like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." And we just shot, we basically just talked about nothing. It's like Seinfeld for an hour, and just had fun. We fed off each other, and then we're like, "We want to do it again?" We're like, "Okay." And then a year and a half later, I think, close to it, we're still doing it. So we've been doing it every week. I think we took a 6-7 week break during Christmas. But other than that, we try to have a guest on every week, and it's so much fun, man. And so like we talk a lot. I mean, it's kind of like you three. I mean, we're really close, and you three obviously probably talk every day via text or anything, and we're the same way. And so I'm very blessed to have met those guys and become very close to them. And now this summer, our wives and the three of us, obviously, I mean, are going to go like on a 1 week vacation, where we're all going to ride together, and that's going to be really cool. I mean, even though we've rode together several times, the three of us, now we're taking our significant others, which is going to be a challenge. It's going to be fun, but like you guys, you've done that before, but this is the first time. Like, my wife is not a rider, so this is going to be a big, kind of a culture shock for her to do these long rides. She's done short gaunts with me, but not a super long ride. So I'm kind of excited to take her on a 10-hour ride down to the Smokies, because that's where we're planning on going for a week, is Smoky Mountains.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to a place right outside, probably about an hour from Smoky Mountain National Park, about an hour and a half from Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Tail of the Dragon, all that stuff, in a place called New Tazewell, Tennessee. So we're actually close to the Kentucky border.
Okay.
And I've been there before to this place. My wife said this is great about having connections, because my wife's cousin has like a cabin up there that he's going to give us for like a week. So I'm like, bonus. So the only bad thing is it's like an hour and 15 minutes to kind of like the big destinations, but who cares?
There's his cousin?
My wife's cousin, yeah. I actually, on my channel, there's actually a video of the cabin, because I've had Michele 7, Harley Trek, Orbis, and Moose 3971. They stayed there for a couple days like 2 years ago. And we went up there, and it's a blast, man. It's like in the middle of nowhere. And we're going to go up there for a week, and then we're going to go check out like Smoky Mountain National Park. And I've done that. And you guys have rode the Smokies, right?
We have not ridden the Smokies. I took the family down to Gatlinburg last fall, but it was not a bike trip, and we were in Smoky Mountain National Park and all that. It's and the whole time I just kept telling my wife, "Man, we need to ride this.
It's amazing, man.
Amazing.
It's actually, that whole national park's amazing. It's really nice. That whole area is great.
Yeah.
You know, Gatlinburg, I remember, was like a ton of tourists. We
Yeah.
got stuck in traffic, and it was like 90-degree heat, and I was sweating my balls off. And then all these people were staring at you, but yeah, that was fun. You know, besides that, we had a great time. So I'm looking forward to it. So, but that, I mean, we've just become really close, but that's how we met. We met through a meetup, and the rest is history, I guess.
Now, how hard is it to keep finding? You guys do it every week. How hard is it to keep finding guests?
I mean, I like how when we rotate. So how we do it is the person that hosts that week is in charge of getting the guests. So, you know, I think the three of you guys probably, you know, get together and say who we're going to have because you're on one channel, but it makes it easier when we split it up. You know, so if it was on one channel every week, it'd probably, you know, then we'd all get together. But we basically say, we reach out to folks and say, hey, you want to join us for an hour? We stick to an hour. We don't go over that. I mean, there's been a times when we've gone like an hour and 20 minutes, but a couple of the people in the side chat that are here now have been on guests before, which is cool. And we've met some really good people. And honestly, we just try to find people that are laid back, have fun, you know, we're looking to just talk about their channel and the, you know, the four of us or sometimes 5 or 6 of us. Usually we just have one guest. There's been a couple times we've had a couple, you know, there was when we had you 3 on, and it's so cool. You know, I mean, you just meet the greatest people, and then people in the side chat's very interactive, just like what you guys are doing right now with the live stream. Like they're interactive. You know, there's a lot of people on tonight just talking and stuff, and I think it's fun. Yeah. It's a blast.
It's one of those things. I remember when you had us on your live stream. The one that got to talk the least and got the mention was me because I was stuck doing. I
forgot about that. The Frozen. You're like, oh.
We have not
forgotten. As you can see, that has been upgraded.
Oh my goodness!
You know, it's funny because of that. Every week now, we have to do a Wi-Fi check with our guests. I'm like, well, let me tell you a story. Well, there's this guy.
Yeah,
we actually had 2 instances of that.
Yes, we will never be forgotten because of me. You see that, guys? You see? Good.
Yeah, that's not a good never be forgotten. When they
hey, I take it as good. I'm good.
No, man, we had a blast. But no, I mean, I mean, you guys get it. I mean, it's actually, you know, live streams are fun. You know, as long as you keep them going, and as long as you're interactive, and as long as you have, you know, questions to talk about. They're a blast, man. I mean, you just try to keep them interesting and have fun with people. That's all I could say, you know?
Yeah. It's one of those things that just, if it goes with the flow,
it does.
The flow goes, it just continues on. And that's why we've had 2-3 hour live streams interacting with these awesome people on the chat, and it just flows. So,
you know, it's funny. There's the live streamer. We plan to do a few of these, and then, you know, I don't think continuing them on and on was maybe necessarily the plan, but it's really changed the aspect of the channel for us. I mean, just being able to interact with the people that watch your videos is just, you know, I know the guys agree. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, this week is actually the one year anniversary of our first live stream.
Is it really?
Oh, wow. Really? Anniversary edition.
Tomorrow, tomorrow we did the first one on April 2nd, 2020.
Do I get like a cookie or something?
It's in the mail.
Special prize.
You noticed the date that we had you on, right?
What a dick.
Oh, there it is.
Damn, it's not an accident. So
in the broadcast.
Yeah. So when you how often do you think you get out and ride when the weather's nice? Do you ride like you don't get out every day, do you?
Like during the summer and
when the weather's nice.
I love to ride. You know, I'm actually like one of my goals this year is to ride a lot more to work. Riding to work's kind of a pain in the ass and the only reason I say that is because I can't wear motorcycle clothes at my work. So I have to, you know, like change and all that stuff, and it takes a little bit longer. And I'm the type of guy where I hit the alarm. I want to get as much sleep as I can, get in the shower, get in the truck, and then go. Yeah. And I can't stand commuting. So like I only have like a 20-minute ride to work. So like I'm like trying to get there as quick as I can, but I'm going to do better with riding to work. I try to ride as often as I can, so when it's nice out, and I'm going to I don't know what type of riding you guys like, evening, morning, middle of the day. You guys have a preference?
I don't have a preference.
I don't have it. As long as it's not dead noon in the middle of the summer, I'm all right with it. But we always ride through that time anyways.
Yeah, because the humidity sucks on the East Coast. But
yeah,
I like evening riding. So like when the sun's still out at like 8 o'clock, that's like the best. So like I usually try to ride between 4 and 8 is my like prime time. I love riding, but as much as I can, I do it, man. I mean, it's. I'm not one of these guys that let's break out the measuring stick, see how big you are because of the amount of miles you have.
Yeah,
I just ride to enjoy it.
Now, do you record or try to make a video every time you go out?
No, I'd say probably at one time I probably used to be more. Now I'm probably 30% of the time.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy riding, but like I carry my equipment with me a lot. But honestly, it's sometimes actually very therapeutic just not to film, just to kind of hang out and listen to music or just listen to the motor and when you're riding. And I dig that sometimes instead of just worrying about like a vlog. I'm very spontaneous when it comes to those vlogs. So I'll just, if I have the camera on, I'll hit record and just start BSing about stuff. I'm like, oh, there's a video. Cool. And just find something to talk about.
So like we always set out, with the intentions of recording, and we usually start off recording, and it seems like sometimes we just get so into riding and what's going on and the places we're going that we start to fade off as the day goes and forget to bring the camera out or forget to record or forget to do a conclusion to the video. Like I think we do that a lot.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. I mean, it depends. Like if you're doing a first ride or obviously the install video. By the way, install videos suck because they take forever. I don't know if you guys have that issue. Like when you're having to, like a normal install might take like like a light or something, 15 minutes. You put a video to it's like 8 hours.
We haven't done a lot.
Around. I don't know if you guys deal with those kind of issues too, but it was a pain in the ass.
I don't know. Speaking for myself, I don't love the installs. What do you guys think?
I don't mind them. It's just my mentality is I want to get this done, and it's kind of hard to hold back, So that's why when we did the bars on George's Road Glide and stuff, I was just doing my thing, and whatever he got from it, he got from it. So I wasn't like telling you step by step how to do it. I'm just having fun and showing you what we're doing. You know what I mean? I can't.
That's my problem. I think I do a lot of step by step.
Yeah,
when I do one, I try to make it. Will someone get something out of this?
Right.
Like learn from it, or will they actually, because it's kind of pointless to do a video and then like, well, what did I just watch? You didn't even tell me how to do it. So that's what I do on mine. Now, when I install videos, I'm not talking about like an engine overhaul or anything because I'm not a mechanic. Yeah, so like I'm not going to say, oh, today we're gonna rebuild the entire engine. That's not going to come on my channel. I'll just tell you that right now. But I can talk about lights and seats and suspension all day long and show you how to do the simple stuff.
Yeah, that's
your
a
most
conversation.
Recent video was about lights, right?
What's that?
Your most recent video was about lighting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did I've got enough lights on my bike. I've got a couple too many. Let's just put it that way. I need a second battery now. I'm pretty lit up. Let's just put it that way.
And you like Custom Dynamics?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of dig that company. They're a good company. So I did a trim ring. I'm a fan of LEDs, as you can see. So I got to put these on. These are the.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
The fascia panels. So So that's my next one.
You just said you had too many lights, right?
I know I'm adding more.
But you just said that you like riding between the hours of 4 and 8, so you need a lot of lighting.
I do.
Between those times. Now, do you have a lot of wildlife, a lot of big game down there like we do up here in Jersey? Deer.
We've got some
like
cows.
Cows? Okay.
We've got some cows and horses. We don't have a lot. I mean, there's some bison out here, but not a lot of wildlife. A couple goats here and there. A lot of farms. So I mean, it's not like it's Hawaii where you'll go down, you'll see chickens on the road or anything.
Yeah.
But it's a good amount. I mean, we're rural, but it's mostly like farms. So they're like behind fences and stuff.
It's like up here, if we ride in during those times, we have to watch out for deer a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, obviously
hours of 6 and 8, there's like, whoa, they're everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, we have our share of it. I mean, yeah, I'm a pretty defensive rider, but I would suck getting hit by a deer.
Yeah. But with all those lights, you'll be able to see them a mile away.
Yep,
So
I can.
Yeah.
I still just sit there and freeze.
yeah.
You think they ever get together as like a group of deer and talk about these things and like, hey, Johnny, probably don't want to stand in the middle of the road, but they don't. They don't learn from their mistake. Just always wondered that.
Yeah, just like the raccoons in the dumpster. Hey, taste this. It's horrible.
Yeah. So do you plan on recording on that trip when you go with the fellows down to Tennessee?
Yeah, a lot. A lot. Yeah, we will. I mean, it's fun when the three of us are, we'll get together on the comms and talk, and then we'll walk around. So yeah, I'm planning on it. Definitely. I'm sure those guys are too. We haven't really talked about it in detail, but it's cool, especially going to the Smokies and sharing the experience. Even though there's a ton of people have already done it, it's still fun to share and our experience. It's that's how I look at it. Just take it out and enjoying it. And when the three of us are together, we just get out and we talk about nothing, man, and we just have fun. And like there's just no plan to it. We're just, all right, let's talk, and then. And when you guys do this, let me ask you this. So, like, you guys are all on comms, right? I'm assuming when you go down to Sturgis or go up to Sturgis, right?
For the most part.
So, don't you realize, I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people do this, where you don't realize how long you guys talk. I mean, like, it's like nonstop. Like, we'll sit and talk for hours. And then just like the day flies by because we won't shut up. And I don't know if you guys are like that too, or do you like, enough?
I don't know.
Let me say this. Coming back from Sturgis, Bert unpaired everybody except Caroline.
Smart, man. He's like, I'm done.
That's a long story.
Yeah.
It is a long story, but it's funny. Now we're on comms, but we really, we haven't with the channel started the whole motovlog thing where we're recording the comms and have a camera strapped to our helmet or anything. I mean, we have plans to do that this season, but we haven't pulled that off yet.
Like the dual and tri-vlogs and all that stuff.
Yeah, we haven't even had like a straight up motovlog. Yeah,
I remember you guys telling me that. But that's okay. I mean, that's why I like your guys' channel so much.
Yeah.
Really, you have fun. You walk around. I'm actually going to incorporate a lot of that more. Because motovlogs, let's be honest, they're boring for the most part.
It all depends on the topic,
it all
though.
depends on the topic. I mean, it just depends on the person, too. But for the most part, I mean, just keep it interesting, right? Oh, that was cool.
Thanks, John.
Rich.
John, appreciate you.
Sticker, man. We appreciate it, man. And love the 128 build, man. Like, looks great, sounds great.
If you're not,
those of you that don't know, that. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, that's all right. If you're not subscribed to PsychoFanatics, go check John out. He's got a great channel, and his bike right now is it a 128 now, Bert? That he's got that up.
Yeah, yep, did a 128 big bore kit or something like that.
Awesome road glide.
Did you guys upgrade your engines at all?
I have not done anything to my 103.
He's working on it.
Well, mine currently is apart. So I had catastrophic engine failure on mine.
Oh wow!
So the still coming up with a plan. I know what I want to do. Whether I can do it now or not, I'm not sure. What was that?
Get a new bike.
No, I can't let go of this bike. No. I will not. I will get a new engine before I get a new bike.
Catastrophic engine failure.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. I mean, when to the point where the oil pump is completely scored inside, and Well, I guess I'll reveal it now. The main shaft is completely scored. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's going to be a split block, split everything. Going to have to be inspected from head to toe. There's something floating around in there.
That sucks.
Yeah.
What's that mean for people that don't know? What is the main shaft of a Harley V-twin engine?
Well, it's the heart. The heart is what turns your cams, what turns the pistons, what turns everything. The end of it goes through into the cam plate. And if the oil pump and the cam plate are not aligned, if your lifters spin, I mean, that all can get jacked up. So the main shaft that turns your cams, basically, it's pretty bad. Crate motor, I don't know if I'll get a crate motor. I'm not. This one can still be saved. I've got some contacts I've talked to already that will be able to make this heartbeat again.
Okay.
So
getting a lot of suggestions over here on the side.
yeah, sorry, not gonna go crazy with the 131. Plus, that's a M8. Mine is a 2013. It still has to be a twin. So the biggest I can actually go is a 120, 124, unless I go full race, which will be bigger. And honestly, I want dependability and reliability and all that stuff. So not gonna go crazy on it, but it's definitely gonna have some torque and power. If I have to split the case, I'm going to be looking at some power put to the ground for sure. Which direction I go, I don't know yet, because I had a direction and it kind of changed once I found all this damage. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. 130.
On that note, Colin, do you have any plans for any major upgrades on your bike this year? Other than like
bars. Just the only thing I need to do still is bars. I think that's the only. I want to either go to 10 or 12s. Still debating which ones.
You still have the stock?
I still have the stock, and I definitely, I'm almost 6'4", so the way I'm kind of angled down a little bit, and it hurts my shoulders. So I just did suspension. I did Legend A or Legend Revo A in the back, and then the progressive monotubes in the front. And damn, what a difference!
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's huge. Just the difference in the ride, and I probably rode now 500 miles on those. It's just insane the amount of difference. I would have never thought it would be that significant, honestly. And it goes back to like if anybody's going to do an upgrade first, God, I mean, that's what I'd recommend, because I did it the opposite. I did some different things first and I did suspension last. So I would have probably done it first, because it really does make a difference.
That's good. That's good to hear, because I think we're all in the market, the three of us.
Yeah, dude, I had no clue. I mean, like going into corners with the Legend and it's such a difference in the ride. I just did I did a 300-mile ride a couple days ago, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's like, wow, it felt different. The ride was a lot smoother. My back wasn't killing me. So there's a lot of different aspects of it. So I felt pretty good about it. So I'm glad I did that.
That's awesome. Definitely looking forward to that, because
I'm sorry I'm making you guys spend money.
No. I mean, I was planning on doing it anyway this year. I'm sick of the stock. The stock is just garbage.
I didn't really when I first got the stock. It's like it didn't bother me that much, but the more I rode, it did.
Yeah.
And it's like now I'm like pissed. I'm like, wow, I should have really done this earlier.
Yeah.
George is still undecided, I believe, on what he's getting. Right.
Still on the fence, man. I like the Olins, and it's but like the loyal Legend following, man, just has me on the fence. I mean, there's got to be just in the motovlog community a good 30 or 40 people who love their Legends.
I did a video just asking for feedback, like on shocks and handlebars just a couple months ago before I did it, and I'd say 90% of the comments were Legend. There's nothing wrong with Oleans. I mean, they're a good freaking brand and they're great shocks.
Mm-hmm.
I trust people that, like I ride with, and I trust fellow riders. And I'm sure, there's a lot of different manufacturers that are awesome, probably suspension, but I'm glad I went with these. I did.
That's awesome. Now, do you have any other trips or events you plan on going to this year?
Yeah,
other
we're
than that
doing
swing
the.
match?
I don't know if you guys are doing the that Virginia area motor blogger meetup.
It's one of the ones we're considering doing.
Yeah, that's I think it's the 11th
June.
to the 13th of June.
Yep.
I know Bob and Jack, or Bodine and Harley Day Rider, are heading up there with me, and then we got a little place, so we're gonna stay there for a couple of days, and that sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like it's in a back of the Dragon. Have you guys ever rode that?
Yes, we did.
We have.
Great road. Love that road.
George, do you love it?
No, I'm good. We rode it. Been there, done that.
All right. Well, 3 out of the 4 love it. I'm a fan of that road. I like it. It was a good time. But honestly, we're going for the camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
We're going to meet everybody and have a good time for a couple of days and just to get out and ride. So like that's my first one, and the second one's going to be the trip with Jack and Bob. And then I'm going to take my wife around probably DC, probably do a big, I'm thinking of doing the Chesapeake loop, which is down the Eastern Shore, cross over into Norfolk, and then come back up 95, doing a bunch of back roads and stuff. It's like a good long day trip, but that I'm interested in. We're talking about going down to North Carolina, like the beach or anything on the bike. So there's a couple things we got planned.
Nice. What's your this is just not even motorcycle related. What's your favorite vacation you've ever been on? It could be on a bike, but if not, it's fun too.
Probably, it's because I live there. And I hadn't been there in a long time. Well, there's 2 places. Probably Hawaii. We went to our honeymoon in Hawaii, which was Kauai. We went to the island Kauai. And if you guys see Jurassic Park, right? So that's where they filmed that. And so we were right by where they filmed that, and that was kind of cool, and I enjoyed that a lot. But honestly, my favorite vacations, because I grew up with, probably similar to you guys, because I know you guys have known each other forever. I have a group of friends that I went to school with out in Colorado, and we stay in contact all the time. And then we have like little group vacations. And last time we all just went out and just got a place in Durango, Colorado. And that's where I went to school, is in Durango out there. We just hung out in a cabin for a week and just drank a ton of beer and just, shot shit with everybody and just hung out. It was awesome. And, these are those guys, it's like with any friend you have, I'm sure you guys have friends like this, and you guys are like this. You haven't seen each other for 2 or 3 years. As soon as you see them, you feel like you see them every day, right?
Oh yeah.
And those are the best friends to have. So we just hung out and just talked forever. We didn't even really do any like freaking sightseeing. We just hung out. And those are like the best vacations.
Yeah, they definitely are. Relaxing. I think one of the most fun ones I had was in the Outer Banks, and we didn't do anything. We just float around the pool and drink beer for a week.
I love the Outer Banks.
Outer Banks are nice. Yeah.
Love the Outer Banks.
You guys go to Nag's Head or where? Or
I've stayed at Corona.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever saw a drive-through liquor store.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this? This is cool.
Just open the trunk, they put it right in there. You're gone.
I'm like, bonus.
They keep on going down to the 4x4 beach. Good to go.
Yeah. So, are you one of these people that like has goals for your channel, or do you just kind of put videos out when you do, and when you can't, or do you like have a long-term goal, or are you just kind of winging it just day by day?
My ultimate goal on YouTube is to interact with people and meet people. If people follow me, that's awesome, and I appreciate it, and I like that, because there's more people that interact. But I'm not going out and saying, oh, I got to have 5,000 subscribers, or I have to have 10,000. I've got to have the most views, because that's not me. I'm more the guy that just likes to have fun and just enjoy it. And if it happens organically, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't lose sleep at night if I'm not growing. I don't. You know, it's cool when you meet people and you know people join your channel and you interact with them, and then you find other good people through that. You know, so that's my goal. You know, my ultimate goal on YouTube is just to have fun and enjoy life, and I dig that, man, because I've met so many cool people, and it's awesome looking in the side chat and seeing a lot of the friends that I have now, you know, that I've met through YouTube, right? And that's cool as hell. You know, ultimately, yeah, is it nice to grow and is it nice to, you know, get bigger? Sure, of course it is. I'm human, but it doesn't drive me, so to speak. I post a video usually once a week, usually like on Fridays, and you know, but ultimately I just enjoy it and having fun. I mean, it's fun for me to film, and most people won't say this, but I actually enjoy editing. It's very therapeutic for me. I enjoy playing around with different things on the program and enjoying it. You know, I guess that's the best way to sum it up.
You're not the first one I've heard say that actually about the editing.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I mean, to me it is. I mean, it's very therapeutic, and it's fun to create a story and just, you know, I mean, honestly, dude, I mean, here's how I look at it. People dig you, they dig you. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm who I am. Pretty much. I'm a very laid back individual. I just have fun. Life's too short to be uptight.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the Pan America. You're one of the people a big fan of it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I have seen it actually in person. So I saw it actually this week. Haven't rode it yet. I would love to ride it, but I actually was blessed to be invited by my local Harley dealership to go down and see one of their demo rides. So the only people right now that can ride in the Pan America are if you're employed with Harley. And last time I checked, I'm not getting a paycheck from Milwaukee, so I'm not employed there. But they took me down there just to kind of see it. So I rode down, that was that big 300-mile trip I did. I rode down to Richmond, Virginia, and I got to see him up close. You know, I took some pictures with it, even though I won't be able to post the pictures for a little bit, but that thing looks amazing. You know, it's so cool. I mean, you see all the pictures, and again, I've always been an ADV enthusiast, so I've always wanted to get into like ADV riding. Even though I have a bagger now, and I've always had, you know, cruisers or baggers for my whole forte of motorcycles, I've always wanted to go off-road or on-off. And I've always been a fan of KTMs. I love KTM motorcycles. And then all of a sudden, the Harley one came out and then kind of piqued my interest. And they've done a really good job with this. But seeing it up close in person, and watching these guys ride it on demos, and then them coming back and telling me all about it, and they're telling me it's badass, you know, like, and they're telling me, hey, it's light, it's so much light, it's extremely fast, and they were having a blast on it. So I'm a little envious that I wasn't able to ride, but at the same time, I was lucky that I was able to see them when they come out in about a month or so, and you know, and it's so funny because, like, I'd say, like, the biggest difference I would see, you know, for most riders is, for me at least, I'm not used to mid pegs, so I'd have to get used to mid pegs. Whereas, you know, all of our bikes are forward pegs, and it's a lot higher. You know, obviously it's raised up a lot. So, but it's a good looking bike. It's a really sharp looking bike. They had, I think 15 or 20 Pan Americas. So they had like 10 specials, and they had like 5 regulars, and then they had competition. So what they're doing is they brought a Ducati, a KTM, a BMW. I think those were the 3. And then so they let the dealers ride them and compare and contrast like each one, so they can go back to their customers or their dealer and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, kind of get an idea of what the bike's all about. Which I think is cool, so that they're doing that. I mean, I wish they would open it up to everybody, but that'll probably obviously happen in May. I mean, you know, Harley marketing, sometimes you have to ask, like, what are they thinking? Yeah. But I get it. You know, it's like I see why they're doing that, but of course I disagree with it. I'd rather them release it now so we can get out there and ride it. But I'm actually seriously considering buying one as a second bike. because I want to get into kind of more ADV biking as a, even though my wife says, what the hell are you doing? You're not an adventure guy. What are you going to, you're going to go on an adventure. And I'm like, stop busting my balls. So, but that'll be fun, because I like go off road and try different things. So I'm really interested in it. But it's a sharp bike, guys. It's really cool to see it up close and watch it in action. It's amazing. I was surprised that, and I know some people say, oh, they're Harley guys. Of course, they're going to talk about it, but they were real. When they came back and said, hey man, this is a good thing. Harley did some good and R&D on this with the Revolution Max engine, and they did some good things. So I'm lucky that I got to see it. So to answer your question, yes, I'm a fan.
Do you think other people are going to be fans? Do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to. So it's hard to say. I mean, everybody's different. I mean, some people, you might get your Harley enthusiast. What the hell is this? Like they did with the Livewire. But I think the big difference is the Livewire is a completely different bike than Pan America, though. Plus, it's more expensive. But there's a big difference between electric and then. You still have an engine, you still running gas in it. So I don't think it is as bad, or you're not getting as much grief, I think, from the Harley enthusiasts. You're actually getting a lot of positive feedback. You're seeing a lot of good feedback from a lot of the people. Of course, there's some negative, but you're still getting some people that say that this is a good thing, that they actually did some really good research on it. And I'm happy. Obviously I want it to succeed. We want to see the company, the Harley company succeed, but if they do, they do. If it doesn't sell, great. But I have a feeling it's going to be I look at it this way, guys. They were telling me that they've already, I think they stopped the pre-orders because they've already fulfilled them, I guess.
Wow.
Orders this year that people, it was $100 deposit. I think you can put $100 deposit, and that guarantees you, I guess you can order it. Otherwise they're going to be on back order. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what the demand is. What do you guys think on that? Because I'm like rambling, won't shut up.
You made a really good point in the fact that, the Harley faithful seem supportive of it. And usually when Harley does something different, it's the Harley faithful that jumps all over them.
Yep.
But with the Pan America, we're seeing the ADV community jump all over them. And it's interesting that the bike they brought out to test, because that's who they're competing against. They're not there to compete against the Africa Twin. They're not there to compete against, whole lineups of KTM and whole lineups of BMW. They're coming to the market to compete with certain models.
Correct.
And I think they will take some share. I mean, it's easy to take some share. How much of an impact they'll have overall. I mean, in sales, the proof is in the pudding, right? So
I think, and they were honest. Like they came back and said, well, the KTM is geared really hard, good. Like that is a sweet bike. They know what they're doing. They're like, the BMW is by far the most comfortable, because they've been around. The Ducati didn't get favorable marks from the people I talked to. Unfortunately I didn't. So not riding it, I can't tell it myself, but they were really honest and said some pretty positive things. But like you said, if it, proof's in the pudding, we'll see what happens. I mean, I have a feeling, my gut is it's going to do very well.
I'm excited about the motor. I'm really, that Pan American motor, it's really got me intrigued.
Yeah, it's a nice motor, man. It is. And what did they just release? Why am I drawing a blank? They just released another model with it on. Why am I drawing it? Revive?
Good question.
Was supposed to be the Bronx, but I thought
No, it's not the Bronx. Why am I drawing a blank on it? Or they're talking about it because I did a interview with the general manager of my local Harley. We did like a 25-minute interview on one of my, I don't know if you guys saw that with and I asked him, hey, they ever thinking about like taking like a bagger and putting that, changing the engine gear in it? And he's basically saying probably not. They'd have to redesign the entire bagger with that engine in mind, so there's possibilities, but I know they, that engine's going to be in a couple different bikes down the road.
Wow.
That's
cool.
I'm looking forward to that.
That would be really neat.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Sturgis?
I have not.
Do you have any desire to go to Sturgis?
Virgin, buddy.
Do you plan on going?
Yes, one day I would love to go out there.
Yeah.
We talked about going out there. I mean, it's a trek, but like seeing all you guys and how much you talk about it and enjoy the hell out of it, you know, it seems like a blast, man. But I would love to experience it. I would.
Yeah, you and Jack and Bob need to do that. I think you guys.
We'd have fun. I mean, you guys obviously you guys are the experts on it, but like watching your videos last year, you know, when you guys stayed at that house and you had a blast.
Yeah.
The experiences like live vicariously through you guys on your channel, and that was cool.
I think it's definitely a trip to do with friends.
Yeah. How far is it from Jersey, which we're pretty close? So how far is it?
It was 1750. Yeah, 1750.
Is that 3 days for you guys or 2 days?
Yeah, it was 3.
3.
Yeah,
right, we did 3. Yeah.
We did 3.5 just because we wanted to stop and see some side attractions and stuff like that on the way, but it can be easily be done in 3, under 3 actually.
That's how I ride. I'm more of a let's go enjoy it. I'm in no rush.
Yep.
You know, I don't need to get there in 24 hours. It's not a freaking iron butt. But I want to stop and enjoy the scenery. That's what riding is all about, right?
And there's plenty of it on the way. Plenty of it.
No, I'd love to go one day. So hopefully, bucket list. We'll check that off in a year or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. When you're not vlogging, motovlogging, you're just out riding. Are you a listen to music guy or just the wind?
I do both, but I do listen to music. I have I created like one of the Spotify playlists where I've got like 50 songs on it.
What kind of tunes you listening to when you're riding?
I think my favorite one. There's 2. So I mean, I like all different types of music. I'm not a country guy or a rap guy, but you know, I just like rock.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderstruck, Sweet Emotion, or like that gets me in the mood like that. when you hear the AC/DC Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
We're talking about motorcycles here.
That just pumps me up. It's a blast, man. So I mean, sometimes I'll just take the music off. I don't listen to it through my helmet. But let's be honest, the speakers after 60, you can't hear shit. So I mean, I'm not gonna upgrade my system so I can hear it at 80. I mean, I hear every other word. I think once I get up to 80, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear mine. I have the boom too, so it sounds.
Yeah, I just have the stock one and it blows.
What do you guys listen to when you're riding?
Me?
I hope it's not country because I mean, no disrespect. I'm just out of country. Yeah.
George?
Country.
You're like country.
There will be some Willie Nelson or some Earl Haggard, like just.
All right, can you mute him?
I actually didn't have country on. Bert and I rode last weekend.
Oh my goodness!
And I didn't have country on, and I pulled up next to the light, and he almost didn't know who I was. He looked at me like, "What are you listening to?"
Well, what was that crap when you turned your bike on out in front of the brewery and everybody heard it?
So this is
what was that?
This is great. No, this is a good story. So I use my phone to connect Bluetooth to the bike, and that's how I play my music.
Yeah.
So when you start the bike up, it's on whatever radio station that it is. And I never turn down the volume. It's like the worst habit in the world. So I turned the bike over to accessory, and we are in front of a brewery. You know, we had 3 bikes in front of a brewery, and Vanessa Williams as a it was.
They're gonna say like Britney Spears.
And listen, it wasn't like I caught flack just from Bert and Mark who were with us. I caught flack from the people that were sitting out front of the brewery. I mean, it was
great.
It was tough. It was tough.
I could see you cranking up like Celine Dion's on there. So.
The brewery had like a big open window with a bar, so like everyone inside the brewery could hear it because it was wide open to the inside of the brewery. Oh,
that
man.
is great.
It was, and you know, the bike was backed in, you know, right in front of the brewery. Speakers are facing it. It was, you know, perfect.
Oh man!
Awesome
So
story.
did you guys picture the whole police academy scene? Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Blue Oyster.
What are you listening to when you're riding, Austin?
Me, anywhere, anything from Slayer all the way down to Pitbull. And everything in between. So not a country music fan, but I do like some Pitbull, and I like some heavy metal, Slayer, Lamb of God, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So dance music too. I'll put that on too.
It's either dance or death metal.
Yeah, one of the two.
It's normal.
One of the two. Normal. Is it Puerto Rican side and the American side just fighting with each other?
So you can always hear
sometimes.
you can always hear Bert coming down the road. We did a video about Bert's road glide, and our channel we use Epidemic Sound obviously for the copyright and for the monetization. But Bert listens to the same song like when he rolls out almost all the time, and for that video we used that song and just like forwent the monetization for it. What song is it, Bert?
It's Moonshine Bandits.
Moonshine Bandits is the name of the band. Yeah. So if you want to hear that song, go check that video out somewhere in the playlist of our rides. But that is the Bert song. Like when he's pulling in my driveway, I can hear it from like a quarter mile away.
Yeah, I like Moonshine Bandits. They got a lot of good songs. So, I don't know. Anywhere from rock. I rock. There'll be occasional country song on there. You know, there'll be some I don't know, some old like '90s rap
Eminem
on there. Nah, not too much Eminem, but I don't know. It's my list is a real mix of all kinds of weird.
Yeah, that's
things.
the way I am. I have all different types.
Yeah.
Except country. Sorry, Robin.
Yeah, Robin's a little mad.
Of course.
You know this guy?
I've heard of him.
All right.
I didn't see the name. I just saw the comment, and I was like, "Damn, who is that?" And then I saw, "Oh, it's Bob."
It's Bob. Be nice, Bob.
That's funny. So listen, we promised Colin we're going to keep it short. We're going to keep it as close to an hour as we could tonight.
Keep going it for a little bit longer if you want. Unless you guys want to get off.
No. What's going on in the side chat, George? Anything?
Well, besides Bob's comment, I told Bob that Broncoride is he's just settled in, so he said he's good for 3 hours. So
Paying him back because when you had Bodine on, weren't you guys on for like 3 hours?
He was falling asleep in the chair, man.
I know he's old.
Yeah, it was a little long.
That's his bedtime.
So a while back, I think it was Doug Morgan, Doug MN. He had the Olins on one bike and then the Legends on this bike, and he had an interesting comment. I'm trying to go up here and find it. He said he did like the Olins a hair better, but likes the adjustments on the Legends, and the Legends are best loaded and for sport riding. So that was his from somebody who's ridden both. Obviously, we talk about both quite a bit, but
okay.
They're both good.
Yeah, they're both quality shots. I mean, somebody else mentioned Fox, and I have a buddy who has a connection at Fox, and we were talking about that a little bit too. But I don't know that I'll go with the Fox.
A lot of people mention, was it Wilbur's? Those are the self-adjusting ones.
Oh.
Wilbur's, where like you get on it and actually adjust within like.
Oh, with the computer controlled.
Yeah, like within like 20 seconds, and it sets it up to your ideal weight. And I was like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, Sandoval's girls got him on a Road King.
Yeah, it looked nice. I just didn't want to drop 1,600 on a pair.
It does sound expensive.
Well, that's what.
When you come to a stop, it automatically goes down.
Yeah.
You take up, and then when you start taking turns, it automatically adjusts to that. They're a beast.
Yeah.
Well, not to go back, but I forgot to mention that was cool as hell seeing that in action. How that Pan America drops. So it's how it drops.
Oh yeah.
2 inches, and then I think it's an option. I think it's called adaptive riding. I can't remember the term.
Okay.
But like when you stop, it drops. So like when someone sits on it, or as soon as they start, it goes back up, and as soon as they stop, it goes back down. So like if you're shorter, that helps. So you're not like tiptoeing.
Oh, I can ride it.
The short people in the world.
There you
They
go.
make something for you. Mm-hmm.
Somebody else also dropped a comment that said, is the Revolution the new Sportster engine? I don't know if that 1250 will be the Sportster engine. I know that they were talking about a smaller displacement when they had the Bronx. So I'm pretty sure there is already R&D done on a smaller displacement.
I can't imagine that 1250 being on a sporty because it would. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it was. There was definitely under a liter that they were putting in the Bronx. I thought.
Yeah.
So, just for that comment. Yep, and that was kind of the topics we had going on.
Now, will you guys have any big trips planned? The three of you?
Oh, there we go.
There's a good segue.
Ocean City.
Ocean City.
I might have to actually join you guys.
So we got that in September, and then we got Daytona Biketoberfest in October that we're going to be going to.
Yep.
I'm thinking I might join you guys in Ocean City.
You should.
It's a blast.
We're 2.5 hours, 3 from there. I would
If
love
that,
to meet you guys, and hopefully even before that. But it's Maryland. I live here.
Yeah.
And it's a great rally. It's one of the best on the East Coast. It's a great rally.
Yeah, myself and the fourth stooge are going to go down on Thursday, and then the rest of the crew's going to come down on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, the three of us, I'll talk to you guys about it at a later time.
Okay.
But I think I'd be into that, totally going up there and meeting with you guys.
Definitely.
You guys went last year. Well, it really didn't exist, but you went last year, right? Or no?
No, last year we didn't.
I thought they had it, but they didn't.
That was
no vendors.
Yeah, no, they didn't have it last year.
no, they didn't.
I mean, people might have showed up.
They had the hurricane.
Showed up.
Yeah,
That was 2 years ago, Austin.
2 years ago. Yeah.
3 years ago there was a hurricane. Then we went, and then last year, obviously. Plus, we did. We're just getting back from Sturgis. Yeah. So I mean, Sturgis was an adventure, obviously. So let me ask you this, Colin. The three of you guys are taking this trip. Is this going to be? Is this the beginning of the planning of a Broncoride short film? You think? Which one of the three of you is going to make a short film of the trip?
Bob, are you still on? Are you going to do that, buddy?
I'm figuring it's not going to be HDR.
Yeah, I can see Jack. No, I mean, I don't know. We're just going to have fun, man. And we're just going to, basically be spontaneous in filming. So, I mean, we're looking forward to it. I guarantee, though, there'll probably be a lot of videos that come out of it. There will be.
100%.
There will be a ton, because I have a feeling. Well, this is day one from 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock in the morning. And here's a video of us talking. But yeah, we'll have a good time. I can't wait to see the boys and hang out with them. I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's totally cool.
Yeah,
I know a couple. I've seen them in here. I'm having them on this week, or on. We're actually doing it on Saturday this week. Normally our fireside chats on Sunday, but out of respect for Easter, we're actually doing it on Saturday. So we've actually done a couple Saturday shows before. So Ozarks HT Riders is in the chat, so he's going to be joining us this.
Nice.
Good guy. And so I look forward to having him on. I can see him. He's been in here chat talking about a bunch of stuff. So I look forward to having him on. It's wild seeing, like, I'm looking at it right now. So, like, looking through here, Professional Monkey was on, Robin the Lady Bike was on, Blacktop Devil was on. So we have a lot of different people that have been on here. So it's pretty cool seeing them all, like, kind of cross over and different live streams. It's wild, man. The people you meet in this community is awesome.
It
Great
is.
community.
Super cool.
Yeah, Blacktop's definitely good friends of ours. We spent some time with them out in Sturgis.
Now he's, I know Ozarks is, and Blacktop, correct me now, they're involved in the, was it a poker run? The Badgers? And I saw the Badgers in here earlier, where they're doing that big poker run to Sturgis, from Florida to Sturgis. And they're promoting the hell out of that. Seems like there's going to be a lot of people going to that.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I won't be able to go. I don't know if you guys are.
No, we're not.
Nope.
It sounds like a blast.
It's a huge undertaking. I mean, for us, we'd have to come from up here down to Florida, then the 8-day trek that they're doing to Sturgis. Then you're going to want to spend some time in Sturgis, and then it's another 3 or 4 days back home. So you're looking at close to a 3-week trip, and none of us have a vacation after that.
They don't have the sabbatical as part of your benefits at work? Or?
No.
Yeah, I haven't got
not
that
at all.
either. Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen. Hadn't quite yet happened.
Yeah, I wish.
I would love to go. It sounds like a blast.
It does sound like it's going to be an epic trip. But
Especially one of the stops, because I lived there for 5 years, was Durango, Colorado.
Yeah.
And they've got some really kick-ass breweries there. You guys would love it there. You'd have some fun. I mean, especially with you guys being into brews, man. They've got some tasty beers out there.
Mm.
Tasty beers and probably some other extracurricular activities in Durango. Let's put it that way.
We'll get out that way one day for sure.
Did he say
Well,
Tasty.
get my bike rolling first.
Yeah, well, that would help. That would help. Well, listen, we're going to wrap it up here, Colin. We really appreciate you coming on, man. Spend some time with us. We had a really good time.
Dude, I had a blast.
Yeah, definitely. You got any parting shots, guys? Go around it.
No, thanks for coming on. Have fun. Have fun on that Smoky Mountains trip, man. It's that should be a damn good time. I'm jealous, and hope to see you at Ocean City.
I think you will.
Absolutely.
I have a hunch.
Absolutely, that's what I'm looking
99% sure I'll be there with you.
Nice.
for.
That's awesome.
'Cause I'd love to ride with you guys. I look forward to it.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
So stick around, and when we get in the back room, we'll talk to you for a minute. Hey, everybody in the side chat, thanks for tuning in tonight. We kept this one short tonight, but we appreciate you guys hanging out with us for an hour or so. And I'm not sure if we'll be back next week, maybe, but we'll keep you posted on when the next live stream is.
Yep.
So, good night, everybody.
Great being here, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.